Hello, my dear ones. It's Mary Rosette, and no, I'm not being crowned of any queen of any country. I just tried on my ball gown for my next event because I didn't wear this dress for like half a year. Last time I wore it for a formal ball, and very recently I got sick with COVID, and I was really sick. I lost 10 pounds, and for 3 weeks my fever was 40 Celsius and nothing was bringing it down. So I was in bed, and I was very surprised that I recovered and I'm alive now. So if I'm going anywhere, I'm trying on everything, absolutely. Even my jewelry, some my bracelets are falling off my hand. Even my crown, I had to put a lot of pins so it doesn't fall, because 10 pounds is a lot. I wasn't able to eat or drink anything. It's probably new type of COVID they sent towards humanity. So I'm not sure. As you know, there is no cure for it. I'm not sure if there are no pills or anything. And even those of my friends or family members who got jobs, they still got as sick as me, and some of them were even hospitalized. I don't go to hospitals because really they cannot do much in there either. So thank God I'm feeling much better. But before going anywhere, even to work, I'm trying on my clothes. Some of them are really big and I have to resize them with my tailor. Anyways, I think it's very unusual to look like a royalty for the video. And even though my today's video topic is quite sad, at least I'm dressed very fancy. At least something will make you and me a very happy. So yeah, this is whole my whole sofa. As you see, it's my dress actually. It's that big and very heavy. When I was buying it, three ladies were teaching me how to wear it. They were pinning, and three people were actually steaming it. That big it is. It was for very formal gown, and hopefully I will recover enough and I will start going out again. I love formal balls, and I actually love wearing like kind of mid-century 18th, 19th, early 20th centuries type of clothes of royalties. Anyways, today's our topic is grief. Yes, it's a sad topic, but we have to discuss it because as you know, lately, for last 6 months at least, I've been doing a lot of videos about toxic people, and many people put in their comments that unfortunately with any kind of toxic person, especially with narcissistic people, they tried everything. The only way out to get rid of them is to leave them, is completely stop talking to them, okay? And I went through that myself since my childhood. My mom's family was extended family, and unfortunately 90% of them were very abusive and narcissistic people. Some of them were even physically abusive people. So I stopped talking to any of them who were narcissistic. I had narcissistic friends. Unfortunately, I stopped talking to them because toxic people, narcissistic people, they don't care about people's boundaries at all. No matter how much you remind them, no matter what kind of boundaries you put, even if they say, I will respect you, I will respect your boundaries, they pretend only for a certain time. Some professional toxic narcissistic people can pretend as long as up to 2-3 decades, but one day their masks fall and you will see that they will never change. There are lots of videos now on toxic people, abusive people, narcissistic people, because now, not now, but well, in North America since 2006, in other countries gradually, severe toxic people, narcissistic people, they're officially considered as severely mentally ill people. There are different stages of narcissism, and doesn't matter what stage, even if it's early stage, they are considered mentally ill people. So now, only in the last 2-3 decades, the masks have fallen, and now everyone, whole world can see who they really are. So before 90s, they always existed. It's just they got revealed, you know. Everything is, all the secrets of this planet are being revealed. It's just they're being revealed. They cannot, no matter how many layers of masks they put, people are revealing. People are finding out what kind of assholes and bitches they really are. Okay, I'm very straightforward, by the way, and if my videos are too much for you, it's okay, you can move on to other videos, but I'm very straightforward and I say everything as is. I had to deal with narcissists for many years, as family members, or as ex-partners, as my ex-bosses, ex-colleagues, as my ex-neighbors, as my ex-partners. I'm saying ex because narcissists will never change. Maybe you will see videos where someone says they will change and blah blah blah. You would be surprised, as life coach, where I live, in the country, in the province where I live, depending how bad person situations, client situations, I'm not allowed to coach everyone. We have rules, I have to follow them. If I see someone is suicidal, for example, I have to refer them to psychiatrists. If someone has severe depression, or someone I see that due to abuse turn to end up having a certain type of severe mental illness, I have to send them to a doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist. If it's less severe in certain circumstances, I still have to send them to psychotherapists. So they're all in my circle. We refer to each other, clients, depending on their condition. You would be surprised that narcissistic people, when they end up in even doctors' offices, like psychiatrists, psychologists, or psychotherapists, they try to change them to prove that everything is perfect with them, that doctor is wrong about them or psychotherapist is wrong about them. Can you imagine? It's very rare they say, yes, I'm mentally ill, I'm fucking psychopath, I'm fucking bitch, I'm fucking asshole, and I have to go to see a doctor to heal. No, they never think something is wrong with them. Okay? Why they end up being in the offices of therapists? Because for many reasons. They may lose, they're about to lose, or they're losing their child custody because of abusive. Okay? So social worker or family counselor or judge may rule them to go and see psychiatrist or psychologist or psychotherapist. Okay? A second one, they abused person so much that person just called police, and again it's authorities demanded them they go and get treatment. Third one, they're getting advantage of the victim. For example, they're completely financially like gold diggers, and they're completely living off somebody's money. And the victim says, hey, you know, I had enough of you, and you can fuck off from my life. I don't want you anymore in my life. Okay? And they will say, don't worry, Don't worry, they will say to a victim, I'm gonna go and see psychiatrist, psychotherapist, or life coach, and I will be better. But once they come to the office, they will try to change psychiatrist, psychologist, or life coach, or psychotherapist. So basically, out of dealing in my family, in my friend circle, in my like ex-partners, I saw that they don't change. They may change temporarily so they don't lose the victim, because they're getting a lot of advantage and help from the victim, but they will not change. Okay? I'm telling you straightforward. And if you're saying, hey Mary, how come you ended up being among so many psychotherapists? Actually, our not psychotherapist, narcissists, I meant. How come you ended up being among so many narcissists and toxic people? Actually, it's a lot of them in our society. Okay, it's just they pretend so well to be someone else. People cannot see right away. People see it very late, when they completely, for example, rob them of financially. They made them sick emotionally or physically, which happened to me, all three of them, many years ago, by people who I called a partner or family member or friend. I ditched them actually, okay? And it's just people cannot see their true face because they're professional pretenders. Very professional. If for being professional pretender and fucking million-faced assholes, you would get Nobel or Oscar, those narcissists would get all of those awards right away. And before 90s, so from 90s, a lot of countries opened up their eyes and they started to call them officially mentally ill people, those narcissists, toxic people, severe abusers. For many centuries, those kind of people used to be called strong-minded people. So, and eventually humanity had enough of them, okay? And because authorities, police officers, judges, they saw that so many people reporting them because they're abusing them people emotionally and physically, and anyhow they can, they realized they're not strong people, they're actually severely ill people. So sad that those people, most of them, they're not always our neighbors or colleagues or some far distant person or far distant acquaintance. Unfortunately, those people are our closest people, our partners, our mother, our father, siblings, any close family member, our best friends, and etc. And because many people tried everything with them, they took them to have a family counseling, a couples counseling, and those victims saw that it did not help. I tried everything too with them. I took them together with me to my spiritual teachers. I took them together with me to a family counselor. They will go with you because they don't want to lose you, as I said, because they're getting a lot of advantage from the victim, right? I told them my boundaries. They didn't give a shit about them, and eventually people realize, yeah, they're not changeable, and we have to leave them. Okay? Not everyone can leave them. Leaving them takes a lot of courage. Leaving them takes a lot of work. Some of them are dangerous. I had to deal with those ones who were dangerous to leave. Okay. For those types of narcissists, I have another video how to leave dangerous, toxic, narcissistic abusers safely. Okay. If you can't find my video, maybe title is slightly different. Just drop a message in my comment. I will put a link. First, you have to do a lot of things so you can leave them safely. Okay, physically safely, because those narcissists who pretended that they love them, they cannot live without you, they can hurt you physically. I don't want to scare you, they can be physically very, very dangerous. Okay, I don't want to scare you, but it's true. I went through all of that. I don't talk to those narcissists anymore. Okay, and I professionally learned to leave them safely. It was so many of them in my circle. I became eventually professional with those narcissists and abusers. And even though we leave them, and if you left them, I want to congratulate you. You're a very brave person. You chose you, and I'm very proud of you. Many people tolerate them for 60 years or more, and they still cannot find a courage to leave narcissists. They cannot find strength, they cannot find energy, or they cannot find a way to leave them. So if you left them, I'm very proud of you. It's not easy to leave them. First of all, we love them because those narcissists are very close people to us. They can be our partner, our best friend from childhood, maybe from high school. They can be our mother, our father, our siblings, our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, or cousins that we were close with, right? And the hardest part is to leave usually parents, especially mother, okay? And another hard part is to leave your siblings, okay? Your partner, especially if you've been together for a long time. And narcissists, they don't care if someone leaves them. They care in a different way. They ego, how dare that bitch or that asshole left me. And I have another video when, I do not talk right now a lot about it, but I have another video where I'm warning you not to return to them, because usually they want to take you back to take their revenge. Even if it's your mother who gave birth to you, she may take you back to get her revenge. Remember this. Why I'm pointing out parents and siblings today? Because people, when they end up being in office of psychotherapists, psychologists, and life coach, they can see an abuser, a narcissist in everyone except the closest people, especially their parents. Remember, your parents can be a narcissistic bitch or asshole as well. I'm being very straightforward because it's true, and this is something a lot of people do not see. Sit down and analyze. If main person who abuses you is your parent, even if you're adult. My videos are 18 plus or 19 plus for some countries, okay, so it's for adults. You can be adult and you can have a very abusive, narcissistic parents. And people may sit sometimes for 10 years in the office of therapists and still cannot admit that the abuser is their parent. Okay, so we're talking about grief today. Why? Because those abusers, narcissists, unfortunately, are very close people. I had to go through grief for decades because I had to leave them. Okay? And even today, I was, few hours ago, I was very sad and I was grieving about those people. They don't love us. We were just a victim, and doesn't matter who's ever. Again, parents, siblings, partner. Narcissists only love themselves. Remember that. Okay? They only see themselves, the egocentric maniacs. Okay, so I'm sorry I'm using so many straightforward words, but unless someone tells people in a very straightforward words, people are not getting it. That's why for so many centuries in this planet, narcissistic people were totally fine. They were strong-minded people, so-called, instead of mentally ill. Finally, in last 2-3 decades, one by one, each country is marking them to be severely, dangerously mentally ill people. Judges even sometimes may send them to mental health hospital to be locked there until they get cured, or send them to jail, depending how terribly they abuse the victim. So narcissists should be now more be careful. Okay, I'm not threatening. I'm not a judge or police officer. It's authorities that taking care of them and being very, very serious and strict about narcissist behaviors these days, especially in the West. Okay, I don't know about Western laws, but in the West, yes, they are being very cautious about narcissists when they get a report about them. So narcissists should be more careful now about how much they abuse people and how they abuse people. But my videos, mostly my videos are watched not by narcissists, because narcissists think they're absolutely okay people and nothing wrong with them. My videos are mostly watched, and all my clients, unfortunately, poor victims of narcissists, like I used to be. So what happens when you're going through a grief when you left a narcissist? First of all, it's good to do, if you're spiritual, meditation, if you're religious, prayer. It helps. It helped me. Maybe it will help you. There are lots of prayers and meditations on YouTube. They're free. Therapist is a good way, depending how badly you're going through a grief because you had to leave a narcissist. Okay, and you have to talk to your family member and see if they will send you to psychotherapist if your grief is not that severe. If it's more severe, if you need medications, they will probably send you to psychologist or psychotherapist. If it happened long time ago and your grief is not that severe and it comes and goes, then you can go and see many life coaches. There's many life coaches who are also helping people, and I'm one of them. As you see, I'm going through a grief myself because it's absolutely normal. It's absolutely normal. Doesn't matter who you are. We're all human beings, and we all go through a grief. When we leave someone, the amount of grief is the same as that person would be dead. So it's the grief of leaving someone is that strong. But it's life. We have to feel it, and if it's severe, we have to seek professional help. And if you want to cry, don't try to pretend you're strong, and don't try to suppress your feelings. Why? This is the worst part. When you suppress your feelings, and I have another video, what's going to happen when you suppress your feelings. Suppressed feelings one day will turn to be mental illness or physical illness, or anxiety disorder or panic attacks, which is also mental illness. Okay, so never suppress your feelings. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to share your feelings, if you have friends or family members that you can trust, call them and talk to them if you feel okay about it. But please don't reach out back to those narcissists that you left. If they hear that you're grieving about them, these are exactly words you will hear from them. You